NAZARICK is the guild headquarters of AINZ OOAL, widely renowned for being an unconquerable dungeon. Before AINZ OOAL conquered this guild-based dungeon, it had been a dungeon that was recommended for level 80+ players to beat in one attempt. The existence of the Great Tomb of NAZARICK came to the attention of Nishiki Enrai, who reported this to AINZ OOAL. After the clan reorganized itself as AINZ OOAL, the guild then launched a raid on the unexplored dungeon. The guild was able to swiftly defeat each of the 5 rulers and eventually make their way to the 6th floor after battling numerous undead. Upon completing the dungeon successfully on their first try, they were given the world item, the Throne of Kings, for the guild master to sit on. According to Tabulus Maragdina, the Great Tomb of NAZARICK seemed to be identified as a simultaneous attack dungeon, stating it to be the hardest kind, the sort that needed 5 parties to progress through it. The dungeon was originally located in the deepest reaches of the huge poison swamp, or rather in the marshes of Helheim. But after the dungeon was transported into the New World, however, it is now situated within the grasslands near the Great Forest of Tob. Additionally, the Great Tomb of NAZARICK is said to have been one of the most widely feared legendary dungeons of Yggdrasil. As AINZ OOAL acted the role of an evil guild, there were many invaders who attempted to try and capture the dungeon, but all of them were repelled without exception. The only attack that ever managed to reach above the 6th floor was said to have been the work of a guild alliance aided by mercenary NPCs. They numbered about 1,500 people united together against the dungeon. Despite the invasion from a guild alliance with their combined strength, it was still not enough for these invaders to even successfully conquer the 8th floor, as they were stopped halfway by Victim and the NPCs inhabiting the floor. Let's analyze now all the floors of NAZARICK and their respective guardians' power levels. The surface. The exterior shown outside the dungeon depicts the Great Tomb of NAZARICK as being 200 meters wide in all 4 directions. It is enclosed by 6-meter-tall perimeter walls surrounding the tomb, with 2 entrances, being the front and back gates. There is no pattern to the NAZARICK's tombstones. There are lots of statues of goddesses and angels dotting around the cemetery, some of which could have been regarded as a piece of art lingering about. In addition, there are 4 mausoleums or tombs in the 4 cardinal directions, with a large mausoleum in the center. The surroundings of the center mausoleum being the largest tomb that exists with an entrance to the Great Tomb of NAZARICK hold 8 10-meter-tall armor-wearing figures. This central tomb is the uppermost level that one can teleport to by using a ring of AINZ OOAL. When the dungeon was transported to the New World, Mayor Bellofiore uses his magic to cover the walls of area to hide it from discovery. Here is also situated the log cabin, a structure that is erected to serve as a checkpoint for visitors and manned by members of the Pleiades. Here is their power levels. First to 3rd floor, the graves. These floors are the catacombs. They consist of the subterranean burial chambers, where several dozen undead wander around in the darkness. Floor Guardian, Shaltir Bloodfallen. Known areas are 1. The Black Capsule, residence of Kyaoyaku. Located on the 2nd floor. 2. The Derelict Rope Bridge. It is held up by ropes that look like they are about to break. The boards below are rotten through, and where some knots have come loose, the planks have fallen off, leaving nothing but empty space where they should have been. Below the bridge are countless corpses. 3. The Grave Vault of Adipocere, Shaltir's residence. Located on the 2nd floor. 4. The Windowless Underground Chapel. The chapel is about 100 meters across and completely unlit. 4th floor, Underground Lake. This floor is an underground lake located within a cavern. In the past, before AINZ OOAL's conquest of the tomb, the boss of this floor was a giant white bat, but floor guardian now is Gargantua. 6th floor, jungle. This floor is about 200 meters in height. Created by Blue Planet, a fake sun as well as a fake sky exists on the ceiling, reproducing the day and night cycle that changes according to the time of day. There is no weather except the wind produced in this area, so Mare occasionally summons rain. In the web novel, this floor boasts the widest area in NAZARICK. It is 4 square kilometers wide, and the center has a large lake. Most of the area is not a forest, but a jungle, and plains only take up a 20th of the area. The floor guardians is Ora Bella Fiora and Mare Bello Fiori. Known areas: 1. The gigantic tree, Ora and Mare's residence. 2. The amphitheater, built as a copy of the Roman Colosseum. Golems act as the audience, while VIP seats are prepared for guild members. Dragonskin, level 55, work as cleaners. 3. The Green Hole, an area that is developed into a village after the conquest of the Great Forest of Tob. Dryads, treants, spear needles, and some lizardmen live in the village, raising mandrakes, apples, etc. 4. The Overgrown Ruins. 5. The Huge Lake, it is located in the middle of the floor. As large as it may be, it is still smaller than the underground lake on the 4th floor. 6. The Poisonous Pits. 7. The Twisted Trees. 8. The Mangrove Forest. 9. The Bottomless Swamps. 10. The various types of woodlands. 11. The Large Cave, it used to be managed by the area guardian, Gashakukachu. 7th floor, lava. This floor contains crimson lava flowing like a river, with numerous bubbles in these currents bursting as they reach the surface. This place, which is thoroughly inimical to the living, perfectly fits the description of a hell world. In the past, before AINZ OOAL's conquest of the tomb, the boss of this floor was a lightning-breathing dragon. According to Demiurge, this dominion was designed and created for him by Albert Elaine Odell, so it contains everything he needs to perform his function. The floor guardian is Demiurge. Known areas: 1. The Blazing Temple, Demiurge's residence. The entrance to the 8th floor is inside the temple. 7 evil lords, around level 80, guard this area. 2. The River of Lava, an area guarded by Guren. There used to be a fire elemental damage field effect in place here, but since that effect has been temporarily suspended, the area is simply hot instead. Despite this, however, this is not a place where the living can easily survive. The scorching air will easily strip throats and skin of moisture in seconds. Even freshly beaded sweat dripping from the foe's body will instantly vaporize into steam, causing a steady accumulation of fatigue. This place, which is thoroughly inimical to the living, perfectly fits the description of a hell world. Even so, many creatures like fire-immune demons live here, part of the Great Tomb of NAZARICK. There are other monsters, such as mephits and fire-immune undead, residing in this area. 8th floor, Wilderness. This floor is NAZARICK's final defense line, guarded by the most powerful NPCs. Capture of the 8th floor means that AINZ OOAL's chances of victory are low. This floor seems to be dangerous even to the NPCs of NAZARICK, as AINZ forbids them from entering the 8th floor. At least one world item exists here. The floor guardian is Victim. Known areas: 1. The Sephiroth, Victim's residence. 2. The Cherry Blossom Sanctuary, Oriole Omega's residence. The Yuka no Mitama and Itachi guard this area. The 9th floor is the Royal Suite. This floor contains guild members and NPCs' rooms. It also includes imitations of large communal baths, cafeterias, beauty salons, clothing stores, grocery stores, fitness salons, nail salons, and numerous other types of facility rooms. These facilities were originally just for decoration in Yggdrasil, but they become real after the base's arrival in the New World. According to AINZ, it is arguably the floor with conditions most similar to that of the real world. Known areas: 1. The Round Table Room, conference chamber of the 41 Supreme Beings. 2. The Bar, managed by the South Chef. 3. The Spa Resort NAZARICK, largely public, it has a total of 17 baths with 9 types for the 2 genders. It is made up of 12 zones in total. These zones include a large jungle bath, a traditional-looking Roman bath, a yuzu bath with yuzas floating on it, a carbonated bath, a jacuzzi, an electric bath with a low current that electrifies the body, a cold bath with charcoals floating on it, the Cherenkov pool, a mixed open-air bath with an artificial scenery, a sauna, a bedrock bath, and the lounge. 4. The Staff Canteen, a whitewashed canteen area where the maids of NAZARICK gather for meals. 5. The Manicure Salon. 7. The NAZARICK Theater, an area where NAZARICK conducts plays and performances. 8. The Japanese Style Room, a Japanese room with traditional tatami flooring. 9. The Dojo, a hall for martial arts practice. 10. The Water Park NAZARICK, a water park theme area. 11. The Courthouse, a courthouse for serving judicial rulings. 12. The Panic Room, an emergency safe room designed by Garnet containing various traps and gimmicks. 13. The Funeral Home, a room that has an atmosphere of a funeral home that is a mix of Japanese and Western styles. 14. The Harem Room, a dressing room in Albedo's quarters and her main workshop, where she makes AINZ plushies and pillows. 15. The Guest Room, a room reserved for guests and visitors from outside of NAZARICK. 16. The Class Room, a venerable room created by the Supreme Beings as a classroom. 17. Ninja Mansion, a room created by Garnet for Nishiki Enrai. And last, the Quiz Room, a room used for trivia tournaments. 10th floor, Throne. This floor contains the throne that the Guildmaster Momonga sits on. The throne is a world item better known as the Throne of Kings. Floor Guardian, Albedo. Known areas: 1. Lemigton, 67 golems, inspired from the spirits of Solomon, and elemental traps exist in the hall. Throne Hall, Albedo's original residence. 2 world items exist in this hall, including Albedo's True Knot, Janungaga. This great hall also contains many high-leveled vassals who have been hand-picked by the other floor guardians. 2. Ashurbanipal, this library is the residence of Titus Annius Secundus. Here is where AINZ OOAL stores book-shaped items along with normal books. Magic scrolls are also manufactured in this area. It is guarded by 5 overlords, over level 75, whose names are based on the 5 good emperors of the Roman Empire: Coxius, Ulpius, Aelius, Fulvius, and Aurelius. The Treasury floor. This place is spatially isolated from other areas, so a ring of AINZ OOAL is necessary to enter the Treasury. On the other hand, the air in the Treasury is toxic and thus, anyone without poison immunity or items granting it will die within 3 steps. The area guardian is Pandora's actor. Known areas: 1. The Chief Manager's Room, Pandora's actor's residence. 2. The Mausoleum, the vault that holds world items. It is also the resting place for AINZ's former guild members. Guarded by 37 golems named Avatara. If one enters the mausoleum with a ring of AINZ OOAL equipped, the Avataras will attack that person.